old Dan Brown too. Like I really do. So short answer, yes. Short answer, yes. We'll be returning to that. Maybe returning to that completely after Dan 3.0 is over. But I mean, this is what I'm doing right now, and I've made a commitment to it, and I'm enjoying it. I really am. I like it.
Very cool. And I don't know. I think we're running out of time here. So
do we have any time for audience questions?
Sure. We'll do like 5 to 10 audience. But does anybody have audience questions?
None.
No, I see some over here.
Awesome. Gotta steal your phone.
Did you send out the letter to Dan Brown? If so, did you get a letter back?
Nothing yet. But snail mail is slower than email. So nothing yet. Working on it. Like I literally just wrote that like 3 days ago or 4 days ago. Time sort of blends together at these gatherings, but yeah, no, nothing back yet. For those who aren't up to speed, my name's Dan Brown. I share a name with the author Dan Brown. One of the highest rated tasks is to try to meet author Dan Brown. So I wrote him a letter, and we're just gonna see where things go from there. I think it would make a lot of sense for him to meet me because, like, look at my audience, they might buy books, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
Did you ever find out if the narwhal's horn comes out of its tooth or like right down his mouth or his head?
Narwhal, I think that I mean, it's a tooth. The narwhal's horn is a tooth. I'm fairly confident in that. I'm not sure if it comes out of the mouth or the head. Long story.
I just completely.
Oh my God. That is okay. I've been there, buddy.
Okay. So, what are your plans after Dan 3.0 is over?
Good question. My standard answer to that question has been that depends a lot on how the rest of Dan 3.0 goes. I've been asked before, do you think the crowdsourced lifestyle is the sort of thing that you could do for the rest of your life? And I mean, I just don't know, like, this is the first time that I've actually been settled in the project, and I feel like we have a good rhythm going. So I'll know a lot more about that in a few months. Maybe go back to school. Maybe I'm going to continue video blogging for sure. But yeah, I mean, it really depends. It really depends.
What do you do when you run out of room on your wall for your Wall Wednesday artwork?
We just start layering. Like the original Wall Wednesday is something that I do where viewers can send in anything for me to post on the wall, and it turns into this sort of massive collage-y, cool, collaborative things from all over the world in my house sort of piece of art. Yeah, the original wall that I did basically is a lot smaller than people thought. Like when people had seen it on the internet and then saw it in real life, they're like, oh wow, I thought this was a lot bigger. The one I have now is actually kind of big. But yeah, you just start layering. It's like an archaeological dig when you take it down, like 7 layers of viewer submitted things.
Okay, we'll do 2 more.
2 more. Make them good.
Do you ever plan on moving back to Nebraska or staying in San Francisco?
That is also a question that I will have a much better idea of once the project is done. My lease in San Francisco is through December, but beyond that, I really have no idea at this point. I like Nebraska though. There is no place like Nebraska. Good old Nebraska you.
Where do you get your hoodies?
Justin Bieber, actually. I had them first, for the record. American Apparel.
Okay, we'll do 1 more.
1 more.
Did you ever compete in a pogo stick competition?
When I was between the ages of like 10 and 15, I was very heavily involved in the world of stunt pogo sticking, and that's a sport that actually started and evolved and grew online. Which the history of the sport of X-Pogo is very, very cool and interesting, and like I feel like I'm not just saying that because I'm biased, because I love it. So when I was 14 years old, I organized the first Pogopalooza, which happened in Lincoln, Nebraska, and like that sounds fancy and impressive, and if you look at the event now, it seems even more fancy and impressive. But back then, it was literally just like a YouTube gathering sort of before YouTube existed, where like 12 people showed up, but from all over the world with pogo sticks. But now it's grown into like a big media circus event. Like it's going to be at the same time as VidCon in LA, so I've got to figure out how I'm going to go to both of those. But yeah, it's now the World Championships of stunt pogo sticking, and I never really competed. Other people were significantly better than me. They do like backflips and things, and I don't move that way. But yeah, I've been heavily involved in that world, and it's very cool. You should check it out. Google crazy pogo stick tricks.
All right, well, I think that's all the time we have. Can we get a big round of applause for Dan Brown, everybody?